What's going on, guys? Today's video is going to be an update on my Swimbait collection that I have so far. I've been collecting these for, I don't know, 2-3 months now, and just giving you guys an update on what I have so far. I'm gonna also go over what I picked up as well. But let's start off with this Optimum Boom Boom Swimbait. I'm sure you guys have seen this if you watched my other unboxing video. But I have it on a 9-aught Trocars Swimbait hook. This is not their Magnum size, so I don't know how much bigger the Magnum size is, but this might be too big already, to be honest. It might really foul when you cast it like this and it will just swim all crooked. But I might have to pick up some 8-aughts, but let's see if I can get away with this just because I got the hooks for so cheap. Next up is the River to Sea S-Waver 168 in the bluegill color, but you should have seen this if you watched my other video too. The Huddleston, same deal, still have it. This is the only lure I threw so far before the water froze, iced up, and I was really hoping to get something, but it's more of just testing to see where the lure kind of sits at and see how I feel about the lure. And it is a great lure, but I keep having this idea of throwing swim baits, but I have to go big. I know that's not always the case, but when I think of swim baits, I think of bigger baits because I've been used to throwing, Kitech, on the 5-inch, 4.8-inch, and this is only 6-inch, but it's a completely different lure. And I'm thinking an 8-inch would be the ideal lure, ideal size. But we'll grab one. I'll grab one maybe in the future. Now, I don't think you have seen this. It's the Matt Lures Ultimate Gill in the Tackle Warehouse color special. It's the chartreuse, boottail, and fins, and anal fins. And this, let me tell you, this is a really soft bait. It's hard to tell, just looking at the reviews or, pictures, but this is really soft. Like, it's crazy soft. Something compared to something like this is, I would consider this like hard. This is hard right here compared to this. The plastic on this, it's just so soft. I'm actually afraid of a pike trying to eat this because perfect pike size, but if they bite into this, I don't think it's gonna last, to be honest. And we have a lot of pikes up here. Let's go with the Jackal next, the Gantero. Now I picked this up brand new from another person off Facebook, and this is the color that attracted me the most. I think a lot of people go with the RT Gill or the Spawn Gill, but this color, I had to have this color. This color and this finish, it just, attracted me so much. I have to have it, and it is a great, I have not thrown it yet because, obviously I got it when it was winter, but from what, I don't know if, you consider it a glide bait or a crankbait or something, or swim bait, but I believe it's more of a hybrid between the two from the videos I've seen. But I cannot wait to be throwing this, and I have a scale here, and I will be weighing every individual bait just so you guys kind of get an idea. I know, this is advertised as 2.5 ounces, but is it really 2.5 ounces? And you'll find out in a bit. Now, this is the most expensive lure I have so far. If you don't know what this is a Hiroshima Customs Gillrilla. Now, there's the Gillrilla, the Godzilla, and the Billrilla. And I'm not too familiar with, the other models, even with this model. But then I picked this up as soon as I saw it on sale, just because it seems to, be sold very rarely. I think everyone's really kind of keeping them to themselves. But this is a really heavy lure. It doesn't look like it, but this is about 4 ounces. Just look at the size of it. It has so much bulk to it. This giant door hinge style right here. And it's just a mean looking, just look at that. It's a mean looking bait. And it comes with, I believe these are decoy quad hooks. They look, I'm just not used to seeing these, but, and also it has the same rotating, the swivel hook like the Jackal does. I didn't know that, and I don't know if a lot of people know that, but I was playing around with it, and it is a swivel and that's nice. You know, you're paying so much money for a high-end lure. It should come with that. That's why this guy is such a good bargain. You know, it's $35. I think brand new you can get it for $30 on eBay, and it comes with all the high-end features that a lot of high-end baits don't have. I'm not sure, but I would assume, you know, the largest bait I have is the 9-inch MS Slammer. Now I picked this up. This was my second swim bait that I picked up. I think I just haven't made any videos about it, but this is the only topwater lure I have, and I'm not a big topwater guy myself. I love the action. I love how the bass eats it, and the only topwater I really throw is a frog. I don't really throw spooks. I really don't throw poppers, just because it kind of, I fish a lot of places where it's weedy and it's not the ideal lure to be throwing. But you know, why not grab MS Slammer? You know, it's not a Pat, it's not a $300-400 bait that I don't know why people are paying that much for, but it's proven, and I'm all about, you know, the best bang for buck. I'm not gonna, besides this guy. This guy's is an exception because I don't think I will be throwing this. I think I'm just too afraid of be throwing this guy when I have pikes. Like, you know, the pike to bass ratio is like 3-to-1. That's how many pikes we have up here, and I'm just so afraid. And we have muskies as well. So this one, for sure, I'll be only throwing it rarely or only in ponds with bass that I know have bass and no pikes. I'm not confident in this, throwing this lure. You know, I just don't want to lose $100 like that. But this one, I'm actually very excited to throw this. This is actually in the perch color. And I just want to see the action of it. I believe this comes with I believe it comes with a split ring from from Mike Shaw, but this one obviously does not have one. And I do have a split ring here, but this is the owner size 6, and you can see the size difference, and it's barely as big as the line tie. So I don't know how that's gonna actually work. I'm gonna have to try the straight line tie, and now I might have to buy a bigger one, but I'll try this one too. But I cannot wait to throw this just to see. You know, I'm really excited for. You know, I want to see the smallest bass I can catch on this, because that's to me, that's really amazing what bass are willing to eat. Big bass, yeah, sure, why not? But these small ones, you know, that's the aggressive nature of bass. And this is the heaviest bait I have so far, and the second biggest bait. It is the Spro BBZ 8-inch. And it's in the slow sink right here. Let me see if I slow sink. I'm not sure of the color. It's some kind of, obviously it's a trout, but there's one that looks just like this too, and I'm not exactly sure what this color is called. I'm not exactly sure what this color for the Hiroshima is too. Maybe it is like a gill color, but I know they have a carp color too, and it looks kind of like the carp color. But if you have one and you know, maybe you can fill me in on that. But let's go ahead and weigh all of them just so you can get an idea. I have this scale here, and it's pretty accurate. You know, I would argue that it's pretty damn accurate too. If you can turn on. Now, remember, this one is market. Well, it's supposed to weigh in at I think 1.75 ounces. Yeah, I think that's what the box said. But let's weigh this guy. So scale zeroed right now, and it's 1.7 ounces, so pretty much on the dot. So this scale is pretty accurate. Boom boom. Now this is a 1/2 ounce hook, and the hook itself, however heavy, you know, how much that weighs, whatever. I think the bait itself is, you know, I think it's like 1.5 ounces, but so let's put it on. So right at 2 ounces. So, you know, these two guys, you can throw them on flipping sticks or a heavy stick, heavy action rod, or heavy power rod, I'm sorry, not action. And then the Huddleston Deluxe 68, it's at 2 ounces as well, 1.9, same thing. So these three baits so far are around 2 ounces. Matt Lures Ultimate Gill, 1.9 ounces, same as the Huddleston. You can throw it on a heavy power rod too. Now this guy is rated at 2.5 ounces, and it's pretty accurate, as you can see. 2.5 ounces. So, you know, the idea behind this is that yes, it's rated at 2.5, but sometimes, you know, you never know, and I think a lot of people, you know, kind of would like to see if it actually weighs what it's, you know, it claims. MS Slammer, this is all wood bait, so it's not too heavy. 2.7 ounces for 9-inch bait. That's actually not too bad, and you could probably get away with throwing on a flipping stick too, but this, it might be pushing it. The Spro BBZ, the heaviest lure I have so far, it's around 4 something ounces, I believe. 4.7 ounces. So it is the heaviest lure I have so far, and I do have a rod for it, but then I'll get to that in a bit. And then the Hiroshima, the Gilrilla. Now, just from a glance, you would think it's like 2-3 ounces tops, but it's a lot heavier than you think. It's 3.8 ounces, so pretty much 4 ounces. This is a heavy bait for the size of it. Just has mass and just, you know, it's so bulky. So this one you might consider, you know, have to consider a special rod for it, you know, a swim bait rod for it, and not a big a frog rod or flipping stick. Alright, now getting back to the lures, I do have these split rings, or the split rings and these snaps, and this is the decoy size 4 egg snap, and this is the perfect size for these lures. As you can see, just the correct, it's just the perfect size. It's not too big, it's not too small. So I will be testing these lures with just the line tie and then they snap. You know, I think snap swivels are, or it's not snap swivels, these snap blocks are a love or hate thing to people. But it's all about modifying baits, whatever works. Gives you confidence, because in fishing, confidence is everything. And I also picked up another Cardiff. And this one, you know, the description on this was open box, and you can really tell it's an open box reel. It's just, it's way smoother than the other reel I have. And I cleaned the other reel. I have not touched this reel yet. And I believe this looks just like my line, so I'm just going to go ahead and say it's P-Line CXX or CCX. Which one is it? I don't even know. But it's probably 20 pounds or 25 pounds. I might switch this out for braid, just because the other reel I have, the line has so much memory. I threw on KVD line conditioner too, and it's the same thing. It's, I don't know if it might be because it's cold, really cold outside, but you know, that's too much for me, and I prefer, you know, like braid to everything. Now the last thing I have to show you, in the first video I posted up, I had an Akuma swim bait rod, and it was okay. But as I started, you know, as I started to collect more baits, like just like everyone says, you're gonna get a bigger rod eventually, and that's what I did, or did not do actually, because I returned the Akuma, and I am currently using, this is the Cardiff, the first Cardiff I have. I'm currently using this rod. So it is not, actually not a swim bait rod, but it's a musky rod that kind of fits my needs right now. It is a 9-foot medium heavy. It does not feel like medium heavy. Maybe it is in the musky world, but I don't do a lot of musky fishing. But this is, I got this rod from my uncle, and I'm currently just kind of borrowing it just to kind of test it out. But the lure rating goes 1 to 4. If I can get it focus here. 1 to 4 ounces, and trust me, when I tied this lure on it, and this is almost 5 ounces, it does not flex. These rods are stiff, and it's gonna be fine throwing these two guys on it. But the rest of the lures, I'm gonna be throwing them my frog rod. But it's a 9-foot rod. It's a 2-piece rod. As you can see, it's cut. You know, it's breaks apart right there. But it is my big bait rod so far, and I have not gotten a chance to use it. I did not, the Akuma, I returned it because I feel it's only, if the warranty was good, I would have kept it. And it's only half a year, and I can't fish for the next 4 or 5 months. So half of my warranty, it's gone already. It does not make sense to keep it. Sure, it might last forever, but if I'm thinking in the long run, spend the extra 20-30 bucks and get an iRod with, you know, lifetime warranty, or a Dobbins Fury. And that's another thing. I didn't want to get the 795 Fury because it was only 1 to 5 ounces, and pretty much that means 1 to 3 ounces. But look, I waited, you know, because I don't need a rod right now, and they came out with the 806. Now that's 2 to 8 ounces, but it's more, from what I understand, it's probably going to be more like 2 to 5 ounces, and anything over 5 is going to be pushing. So an 8-inch Huddleston is castable, but castable doesn't mean it's, you know, made for it. But that might be the rod I go for, just because I have this as a bigger rod, and I'm sure you could throw up to like 6-7 ounces in this bait. This is this rod. This is a stiff rod, and this barely put a bend to it, just from kind of, you know, lifting it, playing around. And I know from kind of playing around, I think casting would be a breeze. So now I have 2 reels. I think one's gonna be braid, and one's gonna be this 20-pound co-poly. So I can have best of both worlds and kind of see what works for me. Yeah, some people say braid is gonna snap and all that, but you know, that's actually a risk I'm willing to take. Just not with this guy. You know, that guy is too expensive. But I think the pros outweigh the cons for me, in my opinion, for the sensitivity and the manageability of the line. But that's pretty much it so far. The next, I might be making a trip to Alabama and North Carolina in the next few months, in April, for my spring break off school. But that's pretty much it. If I do decide to make that trip out, then I would really need a rod. I would want to get a rod, and I am considering the iRod Bailey Swimbait. If not that, then it would be the Dobbins 806, not the Champion, because I don't want to spend 200 bucks. And when, you know, the $100 rod pretty much does the same thing. It's maybe in the future, but as of right now, I am on a budget. You know, school isn't cheap. So that's pretty much it. If I have anything else, if I do get anything else, then that's pretty much, I'll make a video on it. But I did order, in my last video, I did say I ordered a Depths 175, and I paid for it. The guy shipped it out, and USPS misdelivered it to someone else's house, and he had no insurance on it. Now, it doesn't make sense to me when you ship out a $100 lure that you don't have insurance. You don't put insurance on it when it's only $2-3 bucks more. You know, that's something you shouldn't cheap out on, especially something that expensive. So pretty much, I lost money. I emailed the guy back, or messaged him, and he was willing to give me half my refund, which is fine. You know, I rather take a 30. I only paid 60 bucks for it, so it wasn't that bad. But you know, that was my highest end lure before I got the Gorilla, and I was so excited. Checked my mailbox when it said it was delivered, and it was gone. They delivered it to someone else's house, and they're not. It has no insurance, so pretty much I'm out of luck, you know. So just a tip: whenever I ship something out, like a rod or anything, put insurance on it. It's only $1 or $2 more, and it covers all the headaches in the world. So that's my video. Thanks for watching.